Hi, it's Pete Martin here, founder and CEO of Ask My Board and the co-creator of the 8-Figure Exits program. Hey, in the tip today, we're going to talk about the concept, not just the concept, but scalability. And you can think of scalability in one particular financial way, and that is if your revenues are growing, let's just say 10% per year, and your margins are also growing at 10% a year, you're growing, you're not scaling. So the ultimate definition of scalability and scaling is that your margins are growing faster than your revenue growth, okay? So as you grow, if you've truly created a set of scalable products and services, your margins should be getting better as you grow your revenues. Another way to think of this is if I were to give you 3 times, 5 times, 2 times the amount of business that you have today, what would happen? Most entrepreneurs, CEOs, and founders would say, Pete, you're going to kill me. My company's going to implode. I can't hire enough people. I don't have enough capacity. So these are the things that I want to help you think through to be able to overcome as part of this tip. So this is all around scalability and finding that factor X for which you can scale your business. And we're going to do this through a concept of thinking through 3 characteristics that you can evaluate your products and services, either your existing products and services or even new products and services around these 3 characteristics. Let me show you what I mean. I'm going to share my screen here. So this concept that we use is called the Scalability Finder. Now, this is an output of an exercise we did with one of our clients. This is an online tool we use. So if you're interested, let us know. But what we're going to look at here is these are the different products and services that this particular company offers to their customers. And we took them through this exercise of 3 things. So what you want to do, and you can do this on a whiteboard with your team, you can use our online tool, whatever is easiest for you. But here's what you're going to do. You're going to first take your products and services, all of your existing ones. And again, if you want to think of new ones, that's okay, but we're going to get into that in the next step. You're going to take your existing products and services, and you're going to evaluate how teachable they are. I'm going to give you an example of this in just a second, but teachable meaning if this is a highly skilled set of products or services where there's a very small number of folks in the world that could deliver this product or service, that's not very teachable. You want to be in a position where you can hire junior resources or less skilled resources, less cost resources, en masse, if you will, and then be able to teach them the delivery, the execution of this particular product or service. So that's the first one. So you're going to evaluate on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being very teachable, 1 being not teachable at all, how teachable that product and service is to your customers. The second dimension, and that's right here on this axis right here, the vertical axis. On the horizontal axis, you're going to take a look at how differentiated or how valuable that product or service is to your customers. So if your product or service is just basically a commodity, that's okay, but you want to be able to evaluate that. And so versus being very highly differentiated, you are unique in the marketplace, and this is something that you do that your competitors essentially don't, okay? So it's that valuable. So we got teachable as the first characteristics. The second one is how valuable is that or differentiated is that to your customers, okay? On a scale of 1 through 5, 5 being highly differentiated, 1 being commoditized. Then what you're going to do once you plot it on this matrix right here is you're going to look at how repeatable that particular product or service is. Repeatable meaning how many times do they actually buy that product or service? If it's a one-shot deal, they never come back. Okay, that's considered a 1. It's rarely or never. If it's something that they keep coming back, it's a consumable or it's a service that they need repeatedly, that's high in the 5. And so what you're looking for here is that sweet spot of teachable, fairly differentiated. It doesn't have to be highly differentiated, but fairly differentiated and repeatable. That is a scalable product or service. It should be a situation where as you grow revenues and you can start to scale it massively, your margins should actually be increasing. So let me give you a very simple example here. That's a photography studio. And let's just say you're a photography studio and you take pictures of weddings and family photos and portraits. That's not scalable. It requires you as an individual. My guess is you're an artist and you want to make sure that it's the best experience and the best photos, but it's not scalable. Versus you're a photographer and you're taking school pictures of the kids, right? You can set up the whole environment and teach somebody at a junior level how to take those photos, and it's massively scalable. You can do this from school to school to school. You're taking maybe 50 to 100, 200 pictures over a weekend, whatever that dimension is, but that's highly scalable, not so differentiated, but you can add value to actually make it more differentiated. So very simple example of a scalable offering versus a non-scalable offering. As part of this tip, we are including this PDF called Productize, how to productize your services. So download that and you can take a look at it. If you're a product-based company, there are some nuggets in here. It may not be completely appropriate. And what's super interesting is a product business, many times you can add a standard service offering to that product that is scalable and that is differentiation from a product perspective. And then the flip side, if you're a services company, you can productize many of your services so that it's much more standard, easier to deliver, easy to teach, easy to scale, and it's a repeatable process. So I hope you found this tip useful. The next one we're going to talk about is creating an actual growth plan that you can successfully execute on. And we'll see you on the next step. Again, hope you enjoyed this and got a little bit of value out of it.